If you're thinking about Toronto condo in 2026, you're probably hearing two loud options. One side says, buy now, rates came down, condos are on sale. The other side says, rent. It makes more sense. Owning is negative cash flow. You have flexibility. Today I'm going to give you a clean way to decide using current Toronto condo market signals, actual listings and current mortgage rates, and the real monthly cost. This is not a one size fits all answer. Your decision comes down to three things. Let's start with what's happening in Toronto condos. Inventory is giving buyers a lot of leverage. Condo apartment months of inventory ended at Q4 2025 around 6 months. Right now we're probably higher. That's not a seller's market, it's a pure buyer's market, and there are tons of opportunity for buyers right now to get the pricing of possibly 2018, in some cases 2017. That's like almost a decade ago. At the same time, the overall GTA benchmark price was down year over year in December 2025. In January, we're looking at about like 20 to 25% compared to peak. And probably this year we're still not gonna be rebounding and we're gonna be in the soft market. On the rental side, condo rents cooled in 2025 as well. We're seeing rents have been falling since 2023, and most likely we'll see softer rent price as we've had record number of condo completion in the past couple of years, and this year we're gonna have ton of completion coming into the market. So you have a rare combination: more negotiation power for buyers and more negotiation powers for renters. Bank of Canada also held the policy rate at 2.25% on January 28, 2026. Mortgage rates still change by lender, but as a quick snapshot, Rate Hub was showing top 5-year variable around 3.35% and top 5-year fixed around 3.84 as of February 3rd, 2026. So the question is not, are rates high or low? The question is, do your monthly numbers work if rates do not drop much from here? Let's do a realistic Toronto condo example. Here is a sample condo in downtown Toronto located at 357 King Street. Great location in central downtown Toronto, and price is listed at $528,000. Let's say you put 10% down, so your mortgage is about $428,000, and you get a CMHC mortgage insurance, which will be roughly around an additional $10,000 on top of your mortgage amount. At roughly 4% fixed over 30 years, your mortgage payment lands around $2,083. And now once we add additional ownership costs, we're looking at condo fees here. It's about $347, property tax. When you divide that by 12, you're looking at a monthly about $172, insurance about $40, and now total is gonna be $2,650 per month before utilities. Now compare that to rent. This unit is for rent on MLS and it's going for around $2,200 to $2,300 a month. So month to month, renting looks cheaper in 2026. You're looking at about roughly $400 a month cheaper. You also need to consider that when you buy and you start paying mortgage, part of your mortgage payment gets contributed to the principal over time. And you also lock your housing long term. So technically, your cost of buying without that forced saving aspect is roughly around, let's call it $2,200, $2,300, and the additional $300 to $400 goes to your principal and will be act as saving. And this $300 will increase as you pay more of your mortgage, so you will be contributing more to your principal amount, and you'll grow that over time. So buying tends to make sense if you plan to stay, let's say around like 5 years, right? You have a stable income and you can handle the monthly costs without stress. You also want to lock your housing and stop worrying about lease terms and moving and landlord being on your ass all the time, right? You find a unit that checks your lifestyle boxes and you negotiate hard because inventory gives you leverage right now, and now is probably the best time to buy a condo as prices have gone down 25 to 30% since the peak. And one more point that people miss is supply is heavy right now, and you see the prices are soft because we're seeing a record number of completion, but the completion pipeline is expected to drop in the next few years. That means that the short term can feel soft, yes, while the longer term can tighten if supply dries up, and we'll see more of an upward pressure on prices. If you think about it, the premium to have the stability in your life and ownership in this case is only about 200 to 300 bucks, but you need to have the down payment obviously to pay for this for the condo. Renting tends to make sense if you might want to move in the next 1 to 3 years for work or family. You also want flexibility and mobility, and you don't want closing costs, land transfer tax, and selling costs. This is a ton of costs that you got to pay, and you can invest that money or the down payment money into the stock market. Also, if you just have enough money for down payment and your down payment would wipe out your emergency fund, maybe might not be a right time for you to buy, right? And whatever money you can for that down payment or that extra money, if you invested wisely in a S&P 500 or whatever, that could make sense for you as well, right? Also, renters have gained negotiation power in many pockets because rent growth cooled and supply is also increasing as well, right? So in 2026, renting is not only a backup plan, for many people, it is the cleaner plan. You can also do something in between. For example, buy something smaller, not perfect, but livable, right? If you buy a studio or a small one bed in a strong building, you lower your entry cost and you build equity over time. The trade-off is space. The option 2, you can also rent where you want to live, right? And buy where the numbers work. You have positive cash flow. Some people rent downtown for lifestyle and buy a more affordable property in the outskirts of Toronto for a longer term play and positive cash flow once they rent it out. This is not for everyone because you still got to manage that property, right? But I see a lot of people are doing it. A lot of like savvy people that will live downtown and invest elsewhere in the outskirts. You can also delay the purchase and be prepared to become a buyer, right? If you rent for another 12 months, get your down payment stronger, keep your credit clean, and then watch the inventory and price cuts. And condo month of inventory tells you who has leverage. And as soon as you have enough saving, you see something that is on the market and it matches what you want, then you can pounce on it and get it.